And of course, that was from Vidal Korleloff, the manager of Dmitry Bivol. And they are, of course, filing a protest to have an immediate rematch on an investigation on the scorecards. He claims that the supervisors, the sanctioning body supervisors are buddy-buddy with the judges. And one of them he's seen tapping on the shoulder for one of the top-ranked guys like it was a congratulation before the actual scorecards were called. So he was asking, what's that about? So, you know, he thinks it's all a scheme, and they have filed a protest as of Monday, okay? Now, this was a few days ago, so I'm just getting around to counterpunching it. And let me counterpunch. I think, honestly, that I think boxing is like that. I think they should protest. If it is any kind of foul play, hopefully they can find out about it. Chances are, though, they won't. But when you see people's body language and you see things happen and you see things take place like that, that does make you suspicious, especially when that 8 rounds to 4 in favor of Artur, close as that fight was, you know, there should be some speculation, you know, especially if you watch things. I thought it was strange because it took them a while to read the cards. And when that happens, you know something's going on, because it shouldn't ever be a reason for them to take that long. It doesn't take them long for them to score the last round and then give it to whoever they're supposed to give it to. And then, of course, they give it to the ring announcer so he can call the fight. That didn't happen. That took normally longer because they were trying to figure out what they were going to do according to how they were probably paid or persuaded to judge or rule. Right? So, yeah, if I'm Dmitry Bivol and his team, I would be doing that because, again, if it was foul play, you want to make sure it is and do what you can to eradicate it, or, you know, at least protest it to let you know that we know that you guys are full of you know what. So I do think that's a reasonable protest, you know, and the rematch, you know, it doesn't look like it's in protest. They'll do it again because if Turki Al-Sheikh has anything to do with it, they'll do it. They will do it again. The question you ask yourself is, what would change in a rematch? You know what I mean? I keep getting asked that. Like, what could Dmitry do? I'll go live and, you know, talk about it a bit, but Dmitry Bivol was being Dmitry Bivol. You know what I mean? We've seen fights with Dmitry Bivol. Sure, he's dropped a guy or two, but he, you know, having knockouts, he's not, you know, in 23 fights, well, 24 fights, he's got 12 knockouts. You know, it's like a 50% knockout percentage. So he's not really known for that power like that. You know what I mean? So this guy was coming once upon a time from 168. So, you know, he's not, you know, he's an acclimated light heavyweight, sure, now, but he's not known for that power from being in that weight class. Let's just call it for what it is. And them filing a protest against the system, I think you should. Because I've always wondered what the hell and who the hell qualifies these guys to become judges. Like, who does that? Why? What expertise do these guys have? You see the same dudes, all old, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, did you box? Were you a trainer? Were you know what I mean? What did you do in forms of having the qualifications to judge this fight accordingly? What rules are you following? You know what I mean? Like, we know the rules when we look them up, but do they know? So, yeah, I do think they do need to be held more accountable. And besides, that's the fight I saw type shit. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Dmitry Bivol and his team filing a protest on the scorecard for possible corruption in the undisputed light heavyweight fight. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!